India's under-19 side were beaten comprehensively by Pakistan in the Asia Cup final. And while Pakistan celebrates their first under-19 Asia Cup title since 2012, back home in India, this defeat has triggered many worrying questions. Because this wasn't just about losing a cricket match, this was about how India lost it, and more importantly, what surfaced during that defeat. Because while Pakistan lifted the trophy, the BCCI is keen on reviewing the performance. And the big question here is India only dissecting a defeat to Pakistan, or are there deeper problems inside the junior setup that can no longer be ignored? Because what unfolded in that final wasn't aggression, it was chaos masquerading as confidence. And that indeed is worrying. India versus Pakistan has always been a high-voltage rivalry. Tempers flare, words are often exchanged. The pressure, yes, is immense. But there is a line, and historically Indian teams, especially in recent years, have made a conscious effort to stay on the right side of it. Post the Pahalgam terror attack, India has shown restraint. A no-handshake policy has been followed. No unnecessary reactions, no provocations. In short, play the sport you came for, that you worked hard to represent your country for. Even when Pakistan players, including senior names like Haris Rauf, have crossed that line with gestures and certain provocations, India has largely chosen dignity over drama. But can the same be said about the under-19 Indian side? Unfortunately, no. What transpired in the Under-19 Asia Cup final has raised serious red flags. First, the match itself. India lost the final by 191 runs. This wasn't a close contest. Yet, strangely, the biggest talking point wasn't Pakistan's dominance, it was India's conduct.
I have played against the Indian team before, but that Indian team respected the game. But I realized while sitting outside that this team's behavior regarding the game was not good, and the Indian team's conduct in cricket was unethical.
While this comes from the opposition, there is truth in there. The tone was set as early as the third over. Indian bowler Henil Patel sent off Hamza Zaroor with an aggressive celebration, loud, animated and unnecessary. And it didn't stop there. Throughout Pakistan's innings, Indian players appeared more focused on intimidating their opposition rather than executing their own plans. Chatter, gestures, over-the-top reactions, but still the scoreboard for Pakistan kept ticking. Sameer Minhas smashed 172 runs. And instead of responding with discipline and purpose, India doubled down on theatrics. Yes, it was a final. Yes, emotions run high. But only one team is on the wrong side of the result, and that's India. India's biggest strength has always been this. Let the bat talk. Let the ball respond. Let performances do all the talking. Instead, what India did was give Pakistan something priceless: motivation. With runs on the board, Pakistan were always going to come hard, and they did. Ali Raza returned the favour with fiery send-offs to Ayush Matre and Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And here again, instead of walking away, Indian batters reacted. At that point, India were already losing the game, and simmering tensions did not steady a ship that was sinking. That's not aggression. That's just plain going out of control, losing all bearings and eventually the match as well. What's come out of this torrid affair is PCB considering lodging a complaint with the ICC. PCB Chief Mohsin Naqvi wants the matter to be taken up formally. Meanwhile, the BCCI, on their part, are waiting to read and understand the situation and what exactly transpired. Now, while the word is a review meeting, one to assess the performance with both the captain and coaching staff, the messaging and intent is clear. Find out why this happened and understand the real issue within. And this is where the story truly shifts. This is not about losing to Pakistan. This is not about optics. This is about India's cricketing identity. India is a proud, strong and solid cricketing nation, a country that never founded the game but rules it now, with results and financial clout, but above all, with grace and a certain level of dignity on the field. That says India's cricketers play hard, but they play fair, and they understand the fabric of the sport and the boundaries. So the obvious question is the junior setup imbibing that very philosophy, or are they blinded by what's happening around? Because under-19 cricket isn't just about winning trophies, it's about shaping future internationals. These are test cricketers of tomorrow, leaders of the future and soon to be role models for the coming generation. We just witnessed an IPL mini auction just not too long ago where young players of domestic toil earned big bucks. BCCI recognizes that and wants the world to see India as that shore of talent. Talent that is sitting on mature, sensible shoulders. But if arrogance is mistaken for aggression at any stage, more so when you're young, trust it to only get amplified at the highest level. And India and its cricketing fraternity has worked too hard for too long to allow discipline to slip away at the foundation. Make no mistake, this loss should hurt. But it should hurt for the right reasons, not because Pakistan won, but because India lost focus both on and off the field. The review that follows must be honest, address the uncomfortable truth and come out with firm reprimand or solutions. Because let's be honest here, the talent exists. India did not lose because they didn't have the capabilities. The real talking point is talent without temperament. That can be dangerous. India doesn't need to be loud to be feared. It never has. Respect, control and performance. That has what built Indian cricket.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is First Post Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.
First Post now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
$1 trilhão idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. First Post.